All right. So I've been sitting here for like an hour, really not wanting to do this video, but I know that I have to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, first off, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Um, um, I mean, it's 9/11 today, so rest in peace to everybody that died in on 9/11. Um, I just want to give a message right now. The devil is working. He's working overtime, and I saw what he did. eh, You know what he was doing because he always telegraphs his punch. And I saw when the girl got stabbed on the subway that it was starting right there, man. It was, that was really the start of it, and the start of it is, and he said some stuff that was kind of racial, not kind of, it was racial, and on the train, you know, after he did what he did, and everybody needs to realize that it's not about race. That's just a diversion of it to separate us because it's just the devil, period. And you have the left that's pushed all this racist stuff, and usually the right, they don't bite into it, and the right just takes it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And on the right, you you don't you don't really see people being racist. It's like color doesn't matter there. Everyone just wants to take care of the country, and then here on the left, you have the racist stuff being pushed over and over. But at some point, people are gonna get, they're getting tired of it, and the devil is trying to get what that's exactly what his point was. So the stuff that people were saying about black people, with the crime rates and the things that they're doing, none of that is false. It's just a problem to some people when a white person has to say it, and not enough people of color are coming up and saying it and saying it. So that, of course, they have to say it. It shouldn't be happening. It's not about color because it's about the devil. It's about mental health. That's very demonic. That's getting in the mind of people. And if you have one side pushing racial stuff all the time, and then you take one person that has mental health issues, then what happens is you end up with a person that has mental health, and that's basically under spiritual stuff going on, hearing all this racial stuff, and then you have the things like you see that was on the train, and you have people with mental health from all the rhetoric and stuff that's being pushed from the left, and now you have a man that just wanted to have a conversation gone. And this is the thing, is that I have to make this video because I'm seeing family members and friends or whatever that are saying all this negative stuff because about Charlie, because they've been tricked. You've been manipulated, and you just care about your skin color and this and that, and they make everything about that. And that's how the devil is getting you right there. Instead of focusing on Christ and recognizing that this is what the devil is, the one that's trying to do stuff and get us all divided. So what they did, what Satan did, is he basically made the right look like they're evil and like they're doing these evil things. And I'm gonna say something that's taboo, and that even the church will say, "Well, don't say that, don't say that, don't say that," and people will be like, "Well, you can't say that, you can't." But I'm gonna say it today. The left, not everyone on the left, but the left platform. And if you support the left platform, You are operating in pure evil. Period. If you're supporting murder of babies, messing with children, and this is what if you're trying to change children and tell them they can do things they can't do, I mean it's just evil, and there's no way that you would win that argument, and you couldn't win that argument. You couldn't win that argument against Charlie. You lost it, and that's why they did what they did, because you couldn't win. You couldn't win that argument. You couldn't win up here. You couldn't win up there because that's a losing argument. You're not going to win that if you're in favor of that. And those same people are the ones that told you that the side that freed the slaves, the Republican Party, are the ones that were racist. And so what that did is that gives you the excuse to feel like you can just make an excuse for any of your actions against this side, because this side is you've been the left has been convinced that the right is evil, and the left is actually evil, pure evil. Period. You could try to debate all you want with me. It's pure evil if you're siding with that kind of stuff. It's pure evil. There's no way you can be a Christian, a follower of God, and be okay with the stuff on that platform. Period. There's no way. The church don't want you to say they're being soft. And I brought it up many times, and I've heard other people start to say I don't get credit for anything that I say because I'm gonna say the stuff that nobody else is gonna say, and I said it, and I heard it repeated, and God gave it to me, and when He first gave it to me, I said it, and I've been hearing it being repeated. Jesus is the Lamb, but He's not just a lamb; He's a lion, and He flipped tables over when there was disrespect in His Father's house, and the church is gotten very soft into where you don't want to say nothing and you just want to be okay with everything. Now what I'm saying is if you disagree with something, you know it's against God, you can let people know that without saying you hate them or any of that. And that's what Charlie did. That's what Charlie did. Charlie would let you say your side, and then he would say his side. That's all he did. That's all he did. And you know what I mean, and it bothers me heavily because I about 4 or 5 days ago, I was just I hadn't watched Charlie in a minute, and I turned on videos and I was watching Charlie, and my wife was like, "Man, you watching a bunch of Charlie?" I was just been watching his videos, and I was looking, and I'd see him talking to people that were so full of hate, anger, and evil, and fighting for evil, and they were coming to him, and they were trying to say this stuff to him, and you would see as he the people would sometimes try to interrupt, and he's no, let them talk. Like he's trying to have a conversation. You can say what you want to say, and then I'm gonna say what I want to say, and then you say what you want to say, and it's a conversation, like a reasonable human being. I don't know who would want to be on the side that's not reasonable human beings, but he was trying to have a conversation, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and I would see in the people's face when he made them realize that they were wrong and he was right, and the pride in them. You would see the change every time. You see it, boom, and I'm like, oh, he see right there. You saw the change. They know that they're wrong, but they had pride, and they would keep going and finish the debate, and they would leave. But that seed is planted, and some of those people were changing. The devil was mad, and I saw it, and I said to my wife, I said, he needs to have a bulletproof glass. I said, why doesn't he have? I've said it before, but it just came to me. I said, this is not safe. He needs to have a glass there to protect him. So if somebody tries to take a shot, and days later, and that's because Satan was angry. All the babies being saved, all the people going away from the mental health sickness that the left is putting in people's head. I saw a guy thanking him. he was in the transgender stuff, and he just thanked him. He said, "Man, you helped me. You saved helped save a generation, and I know that he's gonna live on, and people are gonna follow, and in his footsteps and helping. And I hope that people start putting up a glass and not just out there just speaking out in the open like that. And he's very strong and courageous for doing that. And God, I know that he's in heaven, and that you know we can't be selfish because he's in a better place than we are right now. He's with God. You know what I'm saying? And the, people are gonna pick up the mantle. And I think because some people are questioning, well, why would he do that? Why would God let this? Man, that's not for you to question. We don't understand everything in the spiritual to that level. We're not God. We're not God, but God does not make mistakes. So everything's for a reason. And I've seen people leaving the Democrat Party because of this, because they're like, I can't do it. Because anyone with sense would know that, okay, it's a breaking point at some point. You supporting this right here, you can't win the argument on. You know it's evil, and you're supporting it. And then you see this, the shots they took at Trump. You see this, they don't took this man Charlie's life. That's why it's evil. And if you're supporting that, you're evil. I want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to hear about God, you want to turn away from that, I'll deal with you. I mean, who is my father? Who is my mother? Who is my sister? Who is my brother? You know what I'm saying? The ones in Christ. That's who. I don't care if you're family or not. If you're gonna support and encourage evil, I want nothing to do with you. And for those that know me, because some family members don't know me. When I say what I'm saying, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are in my family. I will not fool with you. I'll cut you off. I cut off people, and I do not fool with you. And you think it's a game. You think you gonna play little games, be mad, and this and that. I'll just leave you alone. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that around me. I don't want it around my children. That's pure evil. I don't want nothing to do with it. I cast it out in the name of Jesus. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want it around me. Um, I mean, the devil wanted to shut us up. That's why they want to do what they tried to do to Trump, so that everyone will be scared to speak. After the 2020 election, there was, it was threats going out to people, taking people's children, and you saw what they did in that election. You saw they tried to do Trump. You saw what they just did to Charlie. They want to silence you. If you don't agree with what they're saying, then you can't talk. You can't do nothing. This man just wanted to have conversations, and he was winning over people. People was thanking him. It's people right now that's like, man, he didn't disrespect you. If I don't agree with what you're doing, and it doesn't line up with God, I can tell you that. That doesn't mean I hate you. We still love you. That's how real Christians operate. We don't hate you, but it's wrong what you're doing. In fact, we love you because that's why we're telling you that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't love you, we'd be like the people that's telling you to keep doing it. Because, see, this is what y'all don't understand. Hear me out, because what I'm going to say is very, very, very important. I can believe in God, and if I was wrong, which I'm not, but if I was wrong and God wasn't real, nothing happens when I die. But if I'm right, I go to heaven, the most beautifulest place. It's not humanly imaginable. Nothing that you can imagine up here. It's on a whole different level, right? But if you don't believe in God, and then God's not real, nothing happens, right? But if you don't believe in God, this is what you don't know. If you don't believe in God and God is real, you don't get to go to heaven, and you go to hell. Do you understand? And there's people that think that the devil is sitting in hell, on a throne with a pitchfork and all these things. That's not hell. The devil is not in hell. He's in the first hell, or I don't even know what number of hell it is because it's more than one hell. But he's in a hell that's the absence of God. He has the absence of God. If you don't have God, you would just be miserable and lost. But then there's the hell that he's going to, that he knows that he's going to, and it's already been written. It's already going to happen, right? And that's where it's fire, burning forever. And he hates us. He hates all humans. He don't care if you black. He don't care if you white. He don't care if you Hispanic, Asian, nothing. He hates humans, period. And he wants to take as many of us with him down into this fire where you burn. You ever burnt your hand? You ever burnt yourself? Imagine being in a fire that never stops burning and you don't die because your soul doesn't die. Your soul doesn't die. And that's what he's after. He hates God. He hates us. And he wants to separate us all. That's what he wants to do. And, some of these other people have big platforms and stuff. And, it's harder for me. I get shadow banned this way and that way because I'm going to speak the truth. And I'm not being big headed. God has given me discernment with certain things. I saw this stuff being telegraphed. I saw his punches being telegraphed. I've been saying it for years. And I'm telling you what the devil's doing and what his plans is, right? And so they don't want to let me blow up and have no big platform where I'm telling you these things I'm telling you because I'm going to say I don't care about none of that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like these people, the devil is tricking you. He's tricking you into thinking that everything is about race and this and that. And now it's starting to affect the right. And we can't let that happen. You have to remember that's about God and that this is the devil doing this. It's not about color and none of this. That's what he wants you to think. Color's involved when he's working it and doing it, that when the devil is working and doing it that way, but that's not the important thing. That's the mistake that the left made. So people on the right you don't want to make that same mistake. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tricking you up. What a man won't do to save his own skin. That's, you know what I'm saying? The devil, that's his trick. That's what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just, I hate this happening. People are saying a line was crossed, and I believe a line was crossed. And what y'all don't understand, and what I saw, I've been saying this for over 10 years. I saw what the devil's doing. He's trying to corrupt both sides. So it don't matter who you vote for. That it'll just be both sides will be the same side running everything. And he has a little bit on the right, and he has the left completely. So you have to be prayerful on who you're gonna trust. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying it for like 10 years. Doing all this, you attacking people. It's people on the left attacking people and being violent. And if you just think that ain't nobody on the right gonna just they can just start doing stuff, and people will look. And it's not people on the left will look at a black person and just be like automatically, oh yeah, you're a Democrat. They'll start talking to you and talking about Trump and some type. They'll just assume this is what it is. The people on the right don't do that. But when it comes to when the devil gets involved and if he starts some type of civil war type thing, I can see people on the right just seeing somebody black. There's people that could be just full of anger, not thinking, and they could just try to hurt somebody just because they just see them. And that's the devil wants us all to go to war. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. That's exactly what he wants. He wants all humans to just be. He hates us. He hates us. Period. And whatever coward sat up and did what he did to that man, you're a coward, man. Like this guy was a father, a husband, and a man of God, and he was talking about people, and I'm gonna call it what it is. Y'all know what it is. I'm gonna refrain from even saying what they want me to call it, and I'm gonna call it what it is. It's mental health. It's mental health, man, and that's where the problem is starting. What is that? Is very spiritual. That's what this is, a spiritual war. That's what people not realizing, and we have to be prayed up and know what's going on. You know, so I just wanted to drop a quick video and let people know, man, you need to open your eyes. The times that this is, it's scary, man. I went to go walk my dog and I'm just looking like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if somebody would just do something, man. It's, and we live in Cali, man. People just be talking to themselves, walking and talking to themselves. People all intense. Like, man, y'all keep voting for this. I don't understand, man. It's like you don't got no brain, man. Like, where's your brain at? When are you gonna wake up and understand that you're on the side of evil, the side that's trying to convince you to go to bat for taking the life of babies and doing things to children and doing things that God said was an abomination. It's not like just stealing or doing. These are the things. This is what I'm saying. The church, man, they got to step up, man. All sins are not equal. They're equal to the point that they're all sins and can all lead you to the same place. But there are some sin that is, if you take a baby and just threw a baby against the wall, you think that that's equal with stealing a candy bar from the store? Think about it. It's not. All the sins can lead you to the same place, but every sin is not equally offensive to God. Do you understand that? Like you can't argue taking the life of a baby and win that argument. And that side is the side that you're siding with. When you side with the left, you're on that side. How can you live with yourself? How could you just live with being like that? Like this that just happened, it just proves the side. And you're seeing people that have some type of intelligence, man. They're like, hold up, I can't do it no more. That's what they're saying. They're saying I can't do it no more. I can't. I'm out of there. Like, this video is online right now. People are like, nah, what you did there. They like, I didn't agree with him, but you did. That's because that side is demonic. The church don't want us to say this. The world don't want us to say this. I can't blow up on these platforms like other people because guess what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna let you know. That's why. That's why. Because I'm gonna let you know. I'm not for to sit up here and let the devil play these tricks. I'm not for to sit up here and go against Israel. People with big platforms going against Israel. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right. I'm not saying that everything they do is right and everything over here they did was wrong. But what I will tell you is God has a covenant with them. He has a covenant with us as well. Right? And you can call them out on something that's bad, but basically it's things are being twisted to just make it like they're an enemy, which y'all don't understand. Is this like, and Charlie would say this is actually his words. I was saying it, but he put it the way that it should be put. Is this, you could be America first, but you don't have to be America only. And what y'all don't understand is Israel and America, our country being blessed, God blesses those that bless Israel. That's why America was blessed and has all that we have. You know what I'm saying? And so people don't understand that. You can nitpick and talk about this happened a long time ago and this and that. He promised them this land. This is what that is. And these people with big platforms don't understand this. Guess why? Because the devil is very smart and clever. And basically you have Hollywood and they're telling you, well, the Jewish people control Hollywood. This is what they're telling you, right? Beware of those who call themselves Jews but are not. Answer me this. When you watch Family Guy, which I don't watch, I haven't watched in years and years and years. But when I did, I had to stop watching because they were blaspheming God so much. But when you watch Family Guys in these movies where they make these jokes about Jewish people and they sit here and they say Jewish people, hear me out. They say Jewish people run Hollywood. And in this, they're portraying the Jewish people as evil and bad and this and that. And they do this and this and that. Use your brain. If Jewish people run Hollywood, Why would they put out propaganda that puts them in a bad light? Make it make sense. This is literally people taking orders straight from Satan to make you turn against Israel. One of the reasons our country is blessed. Charlie understood this because Charlie is a Christian. If you are a follower of God, you are not going to be an enemy of Israel. Israel is a friend of America. That's why we're blessed. It doesn't mean you overlook if they do something wrong. In history, if you look at it, Israel turned against the Father. God lifted his hand of protection. Enemies came in, attack Israel, do whatever they're going to do to Israel. Israel turns back to the Father. The people that he allowed to come in and do that get smashed. Do you understand? Like you and this is why this is why they not gonna let my platform blow up that kind of way. It you know what I'm saying? I got pictures with the Hodge twins, pictures with Cash Patel. You know what I'm saying? I met a lot of people. Draymond Green, bunch of people, man. Some I don't agree with, some I do. And some of these people are good for what they'll tell you some things that are good, but at the same time, in such a time as this, we need people that can step up like Charlie, and that's why the devil went after him. That's why he set out an assignment for him, because he was making too much sense. People that make too much sense, it's harder for them to blow up like that. People that make just enough sense, but might not be spiritually grounded in some things and can cause some confusion, they'll let them blow up. You'll see it. It's easy for them to blow up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's cool. People make you laugh, do all these things, all that, man. But you know what I mean? Like, right now, it's a war. It's a spiritual war. It's not a racial war. It's not none of that. We have to come together under Christ and fight this. And we have to, Charlie didn't die for nothing. I feel like it's something big coming. I don't know what it is, but I felt it in the air, man. And man, I just, it's unbelievable that it's such evil in this world like that, man. I really didn't even want to. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even want to make a video. Cause I was sitting here for like an hour, just looking at the screen, thinking, and I'm like, man, I don't even want to cry. As a man, I don't want to be crying on here, man. I feel like I'll just break down. Try to stop myself from crying when I talk about this. And some of y'all are so evil, man. Just talking about, I'm sorry for his family. I'm sorry that he died, but, and then there ain't no but, man. You're pure evil if you just feel like it's okay. And that's what the devil did. Like I said, he made you feel like this side so evil, that the Republican right side so evil, right? That if something happened to them, that's what they get. Too bad that happened, but no, man. No. Now this side that is okay with killing babies, and that's evil. There's no way that you can argue around that that's not evil. What are you saying? Like, you can't win that argument. That's why you couldn't beat Charlie up here, because he every time. What is a woman? Because if you have some mental illness that you want to make somebody agree with you, and then you just try to take this, you can't force somebody to agree with you. Now, that don't mean that Charlie hated. He telling you, man, it's people that literally don't agree with him that said he respected them. He didn't agree with what they was doing. As Christians, under the one and true living God, Jesus Christ, the only God. This is the difference between me and these other platform of people that are going to be exploding all over. Because I'm going to say this to you: there's only one God. Period. There's nothing. One God. Period. Nothing else. Sorry, that's what it is. And He loves you and wants you, and you have an invitation to come. If you choose not to, that's on you. I told you what happens if you do or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Other than that, man, I don't know, man. The word of God offends. Period. It'll offend some. But in the end, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. And rest in peace, Charlie. And yeah, it's people that's gonna step up and carry on. I doubt I'm allowed to do so because I'm not gonna hold back. And nobody wants to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's not people don't want to hear the open truth. The church won't say it openly. They they want to play Tupac. They want to say only God can judge me, which is not the Bible. That's Tupac. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be honest and just tell the people. If you love people, you're gonna be honest. I'm not gonna tell you to just do drugs, bro, and you just keep doing drugs, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's good, just keep doing it. I'm not fit to do it. I'm gonna be like, that's wrong. I don't agree with it. I can't support you on this. And if you're not listening, I'll probably just back away and leave you alone. I can't force it on you. God doesn't force Himself, so why would I? You know what I'm saying? And that's the opposite of what the other side does. They force it. They forcing everything. All the TV shows, every movie, everything is just this in your face over and over to normalize it so that the kids growing up see it and think that's normal, which they're playing. And Charlie was waking that side up, and he was reaching out that youth that was this is their grounds. The colleges and the schools are their grounds to indoctrinate, and he went straight to it. And I was like, nah, not having it. I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna tell our side, the side of truth and facts. And that's why people were peeling away in droves. Like, you know what? He's right. You know what? He's right. You know what? He's right. And the devil was angry and mad because babies were getting saved. People were coming out of that mental health that you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. It was longer than what I had wanted. And I appreciate everybody that takes a look at it. And like I said, man, if you're with all that evil stuff, man, I really don't want nothing to do with you. When you're ready to turn to Jesus and you want some advice, and you're more than welcome to come back talking to me. But I don't care if you're a friend, a family, or whatever, man. If you're talking bad about this guy that was really a good person, if you're talking bad or about God, about Christ, if you're talking in support of pure evil, I want nothing to do with you.